With Ryan Tegnalia. Ryan is a criminal defense attorney in San Diego. He's agreed to answer some online questions directly related to violent crimes. Ryan, let's go into the first question that was posted. Are all weapons handmade or not really considered deadly weapons?
Well, yes. Whether or not something is considered a deadly weapon is more based on how it's used as opposed to what its intended use is or how it's been used previously. So, you know, there's any number of objects in your kitchen that have perfectly legitimate legal uses that can really severely hurt somebody if used in the wrong way. And so the way the transformation from a kitchen knife to a deadly weapon takes place is when it's used on a person. So any object really can be a deadly weapon, just depending on how it's used.
Okay, next question was, can I get my violent crime conviction expunged?
Yes. There are certain violent crimes where you cannot get it expunged, but the vast majority of them, once your probationary period is up, you can get it expunged just like any other general crime.
Okay, this question was, are there any programs that I can complete, like anger management or something of that nature, to avoid jail time?
Yes, on lower level violent crimes, like, you know, where there was a bit of a physical scuffle, but, you know, nobody really got hurt. When it comes to avoiding jail time, you can sometimes agree to do, you know, an anger management class or, you know, some volunteer work or pay a fine. But the likelihood of actually going into custody on a violent crime is directly related to the nature and extent of the injuries. So if the injuries aren't very severe, then there's a good chance you can get, you know, little or no jail time. As those injuries go up, you know, the possibilities of going to jail increase, and the possibilities of going to prison become, you know, very substantial as well.
Okay, the last question we have is, I guess, a legal question. What constitutes a violent crime, and what does it mean when it comes to sentencing?
Oh, okay. This is actually kind of confusing. The California Penal Code actually classifies some of the worst crimes as quote unquote violent offenses. And what these what those crimes do is, if you're convicted of them and you suffer another conviction down the line, it can be used to, you know, deny you prison mandatorily. It can lower the amount of custody credits you have. And things like that. So yeah, there is an actual legal definition of violent offenses, which does have a direct impact on your case. Whether or not you're talking about the violent offenses as just a general term, how that will affect your case, it depends on the nature and the extent of the case. If you have a violent offense for misdemeanor battery, that's not likely to affect the new case very much, as opposed to being convicted previously of, no weapons involved, but, severely beating someone into unconsciousness or something like that. So those you have to play on a case-by-case basis.
All right, excellent. Well, if you have any other questions for Ryan, just post them in the comments section below, and he's agreed to answer your questions for you.
Yeah, certainly will. Or if you want to contact me directly, I can be reached at 619-577-0868. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ryan.